All righty, let's get started. Our practice today. Our practice today is a focus on forward folds. So falling for fall, that's our theme. They're really, really good for anxiety. Obviously, they're going to stretch your whole spine, your hamstrings and things like that. Great for digestion. When we have to forward fold, puts a little pressure on our body. So that can help tone up our bellies and pelvic organs. There's my spiel for this morning. Come up to the tops of your mats. Find some space between your feet. If you feel a little bit better seated on a chair, we can be seated on the edge of our chairs and just closing our eyes, settling into our mat, pressing down into both of our feet. Taking care today of our lower back, our upper back, our hamstrings, our neck and our hips. Let's start with some gentle neck movements, drawing our right ear towards our right shoulder, and then the other side. So each time we come up in the middle, lengthening our neck, really noticing the length, and then bringing the ear to the other side. The beginning of our practice, we try to focus on finding our breath, noticing our breath and matching our breath with our movements. And if the mind starts to wander, we use our breath as an anchor. We'll bring our chin back up to center and now turn our chin towards our right shoulder. Bring it back to center and over to the other side. Thinking of the whole rest of our body, strong, steady, anchoring down into the earth. If we need a little more energy today, drawing up that energy from the earth, maybe drawing it down from the sun. We'll bring our chin back to center and tuck it towards our chest. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, bringing the chin towards the chest. We've got a few more of those. Feeling your body, feeling your breath. Amazing job. Let's bring our hands to our shoulders, lift our chin up, our elbows up towards our shoulder height, and then draw them together, tuck our chin. Inhale, open. Exhale, separate at the back. Few more. Nice and strong. Love it. So we're going to hinge just slightly forward and bring our hands just down in front of us. So maybe we'll work on today some back strength as well, because we don't want to just be hanging here. Let's draw the shoulder blades together and then hug our elbows up around our rib cage. Amazing. Big breath up, straightening it all out. And let's start our forward fold. Our standing forward mountain, just mountain, no folding just yet. Big breath up. If anyone wants to challenge their balance, you'll be lifting up onto your toes on your breath up. If you're okay, grounded down into the earth, you'll stay grounded. Closing our eyes or keeping them open. A couple more of those ones, and we'll turn it into just a quarter of the way down. So not quite an airplane, a halfway lift, maybe lift the heels and reach your sit bones. They're widening back towards the back of your mat. Then as the heels go down, the sit bones come a little bit closer together. All right. So exhale, hinge, hands come by our sides. We lift our heels, reach our sit bones back. All right, flowing on your own. It's an up and then a quarter of the way down. Heels can go up or down. And about 5 more of those. Let's anchor our heels down now and turn this into an airplane flow. So now we're coming halfway down. Palms face me at the top, and then they face the floor at the bottom. Our shoulder blades drawing together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop back, strength in the back. Letting go of your morning. Giving yourself the gift of breath. So if you'd like to stay here with the forward airplane, or you can turn it into a full fold. All the way up and all the way down. Now, if you're taking care of yourself, if you don't feel like going all the way down, you can stop on your chair or stop halfway down. Letting go of all competition today. And if the low back is feeling good today, adding on a little back bend at the top. Holding in our forward folds or halfway down on your chair. So that full fold, the big bend in your knees if you'd like, and an option today to hold your toes with your peace fingers, your big toe with your 2 fingers, and pull yourself deeper down. That doesn't feel nice. A big bend in our knees, and we're just resting our belly on our thighs, letting our head be heavy. Halfway lift, inhale, so we come halfway up. Amazing job. Shoulders roll back and fold again. Sweeping it up, pressing into the feet. Let's grab our right hand, take a little tip over to the left. If you'd like to focus on balance, the right foot will touch your left heel. And release. Let's do the other side. Maybe you touch the foot or you stay nice and steady with your mountain feet instead. And we'll release. We'll bring our hands back behind us. A little bit of back strengtheners, like I said, as well as fold. So instead of chest expansion where we're holding ourselves back, we're just going to reach today and focus all on the back, drawing the shoulder blades together. Our core is nice and strong. So to have a nice strong core, we must have a nice strong back. That is part of our core. Big breath up, inhale. Hands will come to our heart. We'll step our left foot back and turn towards the windows. This amazing sun that we've got going on to move through just sunflowers today because of the forward fold. That's our breath up. And a hinge, bending our knees. Closing our eyes if that feels nice. Breathing in, imagining the words I am. Exhaling here. You'd like to challenge your awareness. Pinkies touch at the bottom, thumbs touch at the top. Creating a nice big circle. And that circle representing connectedness. Everything connected. We'll do just one more and step back up to the tops of your mats. Your toes turn back towards me. Big breath up. And we begin to move through our chair flow. Inhale, rise up to the sun or the moon for that matter. Exhale back to our chair. If you'd like a little more, you can deepen your knee bend or bring your hands forward. You're taking care of your knees, making sure not to go too far down, but still actively reaching back, maybe pressing into the heels. Breathing in, I am. Breathing out, here. One more flowing chair. And we'll rise back up to our regular mountain pose, bringing our hands by our sides. Let's draw our right arm across the body. Drop the shoulder down from our ear. Sure, if I squish your mic there, Pauline, and then our shoulder, chin, looks down at our shoulder. If it doesn't feel nice to be really extended like this through that hand, put your hand back behind you and then you can push a little more. Let's open up our wings and turn our thumbs down, reaching through our thumbs for the opposite wall, stretching our biceps. A nice pose to do against a wall if you're ever at home. And then you go like that, back and forth. Bring it down, draw the left arm across the body. So we won't put too much pressure on this elbow here, maybe even give yourself a hug, pat on the back, and then look down the opposite shoulder. We can close our eyes and bring that awareness to our breath. Sweep it up, inhale. We won't back down, not from our practice today. Hands come back down to mountain. Next week, we're doing a chakra flow for our hearts with Sharon. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, get sidetracked. Let's get on with our sun flow. If anyone wants to do full sun salutations, feel free to do that, but we'll just stay up for most of ours. Big breath up, inhale. Halfway airplane flow. Back up, breathing in. A full forward fold, or you can go halfway again. Halfway lift, breathing in. Folding, breathing out. Let's bend our knees today. Place our hands on our right knee and step our left foot back. Rising up into a lunge, holding onto our chair if you'd like to. And we'll flow our lunge up and down. Bending and straightening our leg. If anyone wants to flow through a vinyasa, you'll step back to downward dog. Flow through plank. In case I don't think you're doing that at home, Pauline, so I'll stop there. Let's hold our lunge and reach our hands for our back heel and look over our front toe, a little forward flexion. Bring the hands to the front knee, step it forward, hands to the other knee, step that foot back, and our lunge on this side. And we'll flow our lunge. So you can stay flowing your lunge. If you want to do a half series with me, you'll go to downward dog or flow your lunge. You'll go into a plank, full or kneeling, halfway or all the way down, or flow your lunge. Up dog or cobra. We'll make our way back to down dog and then bring on the left foot up. We're meeting everybody in our lunge. And then holding it, hands go back towards our heel as we look over our front toe. Hands come to our thigh and we push to forward fold again. Our head is heavy here. If you'd like to add more today, peace fingers go around the big toes and we draw ourselves a little closer down. Or you have a nice big bend in your knees and you're resting your belly on your thighs. Halfway lift, breathing in, folding, breathing out. All the way up, breathing in. Exhaling to our mountain pose. Amazing. Let's take our right ear towards our right shoulder and push our left hand towards the mat. So we should feel a nice stretch here as this shoulder goes down from the ear and this guy goes over. If you'd like to, you can put your hand on your head. But I would just use the weight of it. You don't have to pull. Release the hand, lift the head, and do the other side. Pushing away, pushing away. Let's see. A bowl of Halloween candy. Stay away from me. We'll bring our head back up, roll those shoulders around, and move on to the main sequence of our forward falls. All right. We do start in a lunge position. We'll have our right foot up at the top of our mat, stepping our left foot back. Bending that front knee. Maybe we've got a chair here. Bringing our hands to our hips today. Notice your hips. We'll take a little hinge forward. Our legs stay right where they are. We're just trying to gaze in front of our front foot. Still pressing into our back foot as well as our front foot. Inhale, lift up the chest again, and we'll drop the heel down, open up into warrior two. So your right knee bending up towards the front edge of your mat. And we'll check in with our knee alignment just to be sure. That right knee, we don't want to have it too far in or too far out. If you took a look at your kneecap, it would track kind of towards the middle of your foot. Relax our shoulders. Let's bring our hands to our pelvis again and just noticing where the pelvis is now. It's more towards the long edge of your mat, stacking our shoulders on top and opening up. Lengthening through the spine. Breathe. You're taking care of your back. Hands can come to heart or hips again. Bending our front elbow, placing it on our front knee, and our left arm rising up. That left arm could also be used on a chair. Your right elbow or hand could go down onto a block. If you want a little more, the hand goes down and the top arm goes up. We'll open our palm up towards the windows in this pose. Our top palm, just to take care of that shoulder. Moving into triangle pose, straightening out our front leg. Our right hand comes towards our shin or a block, of course, or our right hand is on our chair. Healing that shoulder again, tuck it back behind you. It's okay, just open the shoulder. Don't worry, there's no balancing half moon in our forward fold practice. We'll be looking down at our right toes, turning our right toes towards the long edge of your mat and hinging into a wide leg forward fold. This is where that block can come in handy, or a chair in front of your forearms. I'll be right back, Pauline. So maybe you've got a chair underneath your hands, maybe not, or our hands are on our block. Our modification one is to bring the hands to the mat. They're pointing the same way as our toes. Our elbows are imagining they're squeezing a ball, a watermelon shape, and then we walk back our hands and bend our elbows. We're basically putting some of the weight into our upper body. This is a prep pose for arm balances. We can come back, 2 hands to block now if you want to take a little break. And then come back into it, grabbing our big toes or our ankles with our hands, or choosing to keep our hands on our block. Forward folding, breathing. Breathing deeply, allowing your breath to anchor you right now into the present moment. Choosing now to come back to your block, lifting up the head above the heart, or bringing hands to hips where we notice our hips before, and then dropping back down into it, or keeping head up. Maintaining a little bend in our knees so we don't hyperextend them. Let's bring our hands to our block if we have one, rise halfway up. Look back at our front toe, that right toe, turn it back towards the top edge of your mat. Walk your hands around, lift your back heel. So we end up in a lunge position. And then we bring our left foot in. Heels both go down onto the mat. And here we are in our pyramid pose as we hinge at our hips looking forward. Block or a chair underneath your forearms. Hands can go towards the mat. Really, there's so many modifications for this pose. And today we'll be revolving it or not. That's your choice. Your left hand will now come down to a block and your right arm will reach up into a revolved triangle or pyramid pose. If that doesn't feel nice, then we don't have to do it. We'll unwind and step to forward fold with or without our block. Halfway lift, breathing in, folding, breathing out. Chair pose, breathing in, just slowly lifting that heart. Exhale, mountain. Love it. Let's do a sun breath and then we will move on to the other side. Big breath up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathing in. Exhale, folding. Sweeping back up, just feel the sun. Feel that energy. To chair pose, exhale. Back up, breathe in. And our mountain pose welcomes us back. Let's take our left foot towards more the top of your mat, stepping your right foot back into our lunge on the other side. So we're bending our front knee. Maybe we've got a chair underneath the hand or the wall. Let's find our hips in this pose today and notice they're facing towards our knee or towards the front. And then we'll reach them back towards our heel and heel, slight forward flexion. Still pressing into both of our feet, anchoring our weight. Just gazing over the edge of that toe. Let's lift up our hands, drop our back heel down, and then move into warrior two with our left hand reaching forward, right hand reaching back, our left knee bending, palms facing the earth, and the breath big, full, and long, just like our life. Big, full, and long, breathe. From our warrior two, moving into a side angle, taking our left elbow to your front left knee, reaching your right arm up. So the palm would be facing the long wall now, keeping it open across the chest. If you'd like to, you can bring your hand down to the inside of your foot or the outside with or without your block, or just stay right where you are. Big glute work. Straightening out our front leg into triangle pose. Breathe. Be nice to our knees. There's always a little bend in them. Wonderful. Let's come up, take a little break before we do our wide leg forward folds on this side. So just walk your feet together, take a little rock out. It's a long sequence. There's a lot happening in our ankles and our heels. Do a couple circles. Enjoy our nice music. I still haven't made it to Latin dance yet. One day. Okay, let's do this. Taking your right foot all the way back. Toes will now turn towards the long edge of your mat facing the wall. We have our wide leg forward fold again as we hinge forward onto our block or our chair. And then we can choose today a few options to stay up on our block or walk our hands back a little bit. Bend your elbows so that you start to take some of the weight into your shoulder girdle, but make sure not to fall forward. Modification 2, reaching for the big toes or the heels, drawing yourself deeper. Making sure not to hyperextend our legs. And that last modification, bringing our hands to our hips, and we're just hanging out here, or hands to block. Amazing job. Halfway back up, so maybe on our block, turning our left toe towards the front of our mat again, lifting our back heel as we come into a lunge, and then drawing our back foot in slightly, heels go down into our pyramid pose. You could always be on your chair here. Another one would be on the wall for a pyramid pose. It's actually quite nice. And if you'd like to today, we'll revolve it. So your right hand will be more towards the block or the chair, and your left arm will reach up and or maybe tuck back behind you. Wonderful job. Unwind ourselves and step to forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, check in to make sure you're breathing. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up to the sun, the moon, the stars. Exhale to chair. Holding our chair. Feeling the strength of our legs. Honoring our knees, our back. Pressing our palms together today to engage our chest muscles. And forward fold again, exhale. So when our body is in our forward fold position, can help ease anxiety, get you grounded. Halfway lift, breathing in, folding, breathing out. We're coming all the way up, inhale. Exhale to mountain. So I was gonna do eagle, but we're gonna do tree instead. So if you came on Monday, you already did eagle once this week. So maybe your chair or your walls on your left side, and our right toe will reach out, and then the heel will turn towards the body, and we come into our tree or even a block under our toe. You could put it under your other foot too if you wanted to really go onto some balance stuff. And our arms will reach up, or they'll stay on a chair or the wall, actively reaching while we root down into the foot. Lots of amazing trees here in the Sioux. If you're not from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario like me, I really appreciate the colors. Every year it amazes me. Let's do the other side. So you'll move your block to the other side. You can turn to the wall the other direction. Our left foot will go out. We'll turn the heel in, opening up our hip, being nice to our knee, making sure we don't put any pressure on our knee joint, maybe above or below that knee joint. And reaching up or keeping in contact with the wall or our chair. Just take this moment to surrender. And release. Big breath up, everybody. We're making our way down to the mat. Take your time getting there. Exhale. We end up right in a seated position. So take your time. We're going to be seated on our back. I mean, our bums. All right. Lots of forward folds. So we can have a forward fold practice without a basic forward fold. So maybe you make some space to anchor down, lift up through the heart, and then we hinge forward. Drawing the heart towards the shins, lengthening always. If it feels nice, we've found that point of resistance, you can allow your hands to come down to the ground and or allow your chin to tuck in a little bit. Essentially then stretching right from the heels to the back of your head. And as we bend forward again, take this moment to surrender, just to be here in the moment. Let's walk our hands up, bend our front knee or our right knee. Walk it out a little, so it's as close as you can get it to your groin, and then we walk it out to the edge a little bit, just a little bit, so that you can bring the rest of your body to the inside of your leg. So a little bit different than our forward fold where we normally have our leg out to the side. We're trying to keep it in, and then we'll forward fold towards this foot. Walk the hands up and a wide leg forward fold now without standing. Now we're seated, toes turn up. We hinge at our hips and lengthen through the spine as we come forward. A block could go underneath your arms. Lengthening our back of our body. If you'd like to deepen your forward folds, it's just like we did at the top when we were standing, you could reach for your big toes or your shins and draw yourself a little further down. But you don't have to do that, of course. That doesn't feel nice. Walking our hands back up, we'll now be bending our right knee. Our left leg is still far out, and we'll reach our left hand towards our left toe. So our right side of our body coming towards our leg, and we can reach our other arm either up or long. Or of course, you could tuck it back behind you and allow gravity to do the work as it brings your body closer towards your thigh. Breathe. Let's walk it up, and we'll do that sequence on the other side. So now that right leg goes straight out in front of us. We draw and bend our left knee, bring the heel as close as we can towards our groin, and then walk it out a little bit. Just so that you can bring your body inside for your fold on this side. Still trying to squeeze our leg into our body. Breathe. So good. A nice massage again, thinking of toning our organs. Let's walk it up. Go into our wide leg folds. Forward folds are great to give you a little boost of energy, but also to calm anxiety. Stretching our spines. All right, amazing. Let's walk it up. Bend our left knee, your left knee. Place that hand or block underneath if you want to. And now we'll be reaching the side of the left side of our body towards our left thigh. And if you want to, you can reach that top arm up. So reaching towards our straight leg with our, well, basically both of our hands. Checking in, anchor to the breath. Let's lift it all the way up, draw the soles of the feet together. Grab our big toes with our peace fingers or our ankles, lifting up tall for a butterfly with a forward flexion in it. So we're there, or we're just up, holding our knees or our shins and just reaching forward while we anchor through our backside. Close your eyes if that feels okay. And take a moment to remain present in your breath, in your body, appreciating the gifts. Love it. All right, let's walk the hands back up. Take our hands to the outsides of our knees. Make sure we've got a little bit of room behind us to roll back onto our backs and draw our knees into our chest. Take a delicious rock side to side on your lower back. Go right over from one cheek over to the other, even right over onto the hip. Few more rocks. Place the soles of the feet down on the earth, and we'll move up into a bridge position. If you feel a little better with a block under your lower back, as you lift up your backside, you'll place a block under your lower back instead. And stay here, pressing into both of our feet on our shoulder blades, widening across our hearts. Breathing. Remember, you're never stuck in any pose. You can come out of it whenever you want to, and then meet us back in when it feels right. Slowly lowering our hips back down onto the earth. Wonderful. Let's walk our feet to the long edges of your mat. So not down towards the bottom of your mat, out towards the long edges. And then drop our knees over to one side. Whilst we open up across our hearts. Feel the breath. Notice the air touching your skin, Maybe notice for a moment, if you can, the air on your left forearm. Just try to notice. All the way over to the other side, our lower back going down, and then a little lift as the knees drop to the other side. At last, we're getting close to Shavasana. Bringing those knees back up to center. We'll walk those feet back in towards each other. And lift our feet up towards the ceiling, in our legs up a wall. I'll come around and assist anybody. So if it's not restful here, we can slide a chair underneath our legs. Chair burn? Yeah, thanks. Welcome. If you wanted a little more, you could slide a block underneath your lumbar spine to lift up more. But let's try to anchor the lower back down onto the mat. Oh boy, sorry guys. It's on do not disturb except for my husband, so he's in trouble now. We're here for about another 30 seconds. If you'd like to bend your knees, you can. It's okay. Amazing. So now we will all bend our knees. And before we go into Shavasana, if you'd like to do a happy baby here, you can. So we find the space between the knees. The soles of the feet start to face up towards the ceiling, and you can grab your feet, the backs of your hamstrings or the backs of your upper legs, or even hold onto your ankles or your big toes. Rocking is an option always. Or holding and just relaxing. And we'll settle now into our Shavasana. That final part of practice that we've been waiting for, time to relax, lay down. If anyone would care for an eye cover, please raise your hand. I'll come and bring you an eye bag. Oh, I'll get you a different one. Yeah, that one might have been used. The sun is nice, but it's also nice to take a little rest from it. I just put it here and I said. All right. Settle in. Feel and notice the earth as it comes up to hold you. Drawing on the energy. Bringing down some of the energy from the sun today, from the moon. Finding a comfortable, relaxed position. An opportunity with every breath to surrender, to just be here, present in your own body. The universe opening up today, opening its arms to protect us and love us. If the mind wanders today, bring it back to the mantra, the song, or bring it back to your breath. It's okay to relax. Before we come out of our practice for the day, back to our quote for today's class. I am here. I am safe. I breathe deeply. I allow my breath to anchor me to the present moment. Let's wiggle our fingers, our toes. Make some small movements to our hands and our feet, our ankles, our wrists. Bringing some movement into our neck, maybe moving our head side to side. You can slowly roll over onto one side. From there, moving up to an easy seat, absolutely no rush whatsoever. Stay in your yoga bubble, as I like to call it, for as long as possible before our class ends. Easy seat or feet out in front, whatever works for you. Let's take a big breath in. I am here. Hands come to heart. One more big, beautiful breath up and a small, humble bow forward for fall. Thank you, fall. You're beautiful. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of this incredible day. I'll see you guys next week or maybe on Sunday at our breast cancer donation class. Bye, everybody.